Greetings to one and all. I'm back again, Surabhi Jamal with Read Between the Lines curated just for you. Frankly speaking, today I'm quite nervous as I'm about to explain the works of the one and only greatest dramatist poets of all times, the William Shakespeare. Let me attempt Mercy, taken from the play Merchant of Venice, spoken by Portia, trying to tell Shylock to back off and forgive Antonio. Let's find out. Let me try and explain Mercy to you. Come with me. William Shakespeare was an English poet, playwright, and actor, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's preeminent dramatist. He is often called England's national poet and the Bard of Avon. Bard means poet. He was baptized on 26th April 1564. His birth date remains unknown. Shakespeare was born and brought up in Stratford-upon-Avon, and sometime between 1585 and 1592, he began a successful career in London as an actor, writer, and part owner of a play company called the Lord Chamberlain's Men. Few records of Shakespeare's private life survive, which has stimulated considerable speculation about such matters as his physical appearance, his religious beliefs, and whether the works attributed to him were in fact written by others. Some of his famous works include Romeo and Juliet, The Merchant of Venice, Henry V, Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth, Midsummer Night's Dream. The poem Mercy is a monologue by Portia in the play The Merchant of Venice. It occurs during Act 4, Scene 1, and is set in a Venetian court of justice, that is, a court situated in the city of Venice. It is a speech in which Portia, dressed as a man, begs Shylock for mercy to save Antonio's life. The speech is regarded as one of the great speeches written by Shakespeare and is an example of the esteem that he held for those who showed mercy. Let's read Mercy. The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed. It blesseth him that gives, and him that takes. 'Tis mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His sceptre shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty, wherein doth sit the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is above this sceptred sway. It is enthroned in the heart of kings. It is an attribute to God himself, and earthly power doth then show likest God's, when mercy seasons justice. So let us see how Portia tries to convince Shylock and see that he forgives Antonio with the words that follow. No one shows mercy because he has to. It is not forced. Strained over here means forced. It just happens the way gentle raindrops fall onto the ground. Mercy is compared to a drizzle, a light shower of rain, which quenches the thirst of the earth after the scorching heat. She says, mercy is a double blessing. It blesses the one who gives it and the one who receives it. She adds, it's strongest in the strongest people. It looks better on a king than his own crown looks on him. Mercy is more powerful than the most powerful king. It is better than the crown of the king because this crown can entitle him give him only temporal authority, that is, only worldly power. He can threaten the people who are very meek, but he would be far from being admired. Very few people will admire him for showing his threatening capacity. Why? Everyone sets a high value on mercy. Mercy dwells in the heart of a real king who treats his people nicely and fairly without forcing them to toil hard. His scepter shows the force of temporal power. The king's scepter is the staff that he carries in his hand on royal ceremonial occasions to show that he is the supreme power, the sovereignty. So the king's scepter represents his earthly power, relating to worldly as opposed to spiritual affairs. It is the symbol of majesty, the focus of royal authority. It is the power which causes the common man to fear their ruler. But mercy is higher than the scepter. It's enthroned or sits in the heart of kings, a quality of God Himself. And earthly power doth then show likest gods when mercy seasons justice. What does this mean? Kingly power seems most like God's power when the king mixes mercy with justice. That is, the king who extends mercy shows his greatness, for he demonstrates a quality of God Himself. Portia adds that it is mercy that humans need most from God, suggesting that the merciful person helps both the one to whom he extends mercy as well as helping himself, since God will see what he has so generously done and reward him. Mercy again soothes the aching nerves and heals the wounded hearts. Mercy is indeed the quality of God. When mercy is mixed with justice, an earthly power can appear like a god. When with mercy, one forgives and loves even all enemies. This is therefore used as one of the best ways to present godly love on earth. So finally, mercy is the quality of God. When mercy is mixed with justice, any earthly power can appear like a god. With mercy, one forgives and loves even all enemies. This is therefore used as one of the best ways to present godly love on earth. So that was the explanation of the poem Mercy. Let's look at the figures of speech used in the poem. Firstly, we have the use of a simile in the second line. Portia compares mercy with rain in the second line to show it falls gently from the heavens, and the same way mercy flows. The second figure of speech used in the poem is the repetition of same sound in the same line. So you have sceptered sway. This is an example of an alliteration. And finally, in the second last line, you have what is called an allusion. Allusion. There is the use of a biblical allusion to offer greater meaning in the intended passage, where the poet says that mercy is a strong power on earth that is comparable or equivalent to God's ability and His might. Another thing I'd like to add before concluding my explanation of the poem Mercy is the fact that I have shown both a king and a queen in this particular slide. And why is that so? So Shakespeare lived and worked through the reign of two monarchs, that is Queen Elizabeth I and King James I of England, who was also King James VI of Scotland. And yet in this poem we have Portia only mentioning the word king. And I felt that was rather unfair of him not to mention a queen. So both of them hold the scepter in their hand, and I thought it was important to show that representation. Thank you. So, that, dear friends, is my explanation of mercy to you. This speech, written way back in the 16th century, did anybody understand the message, follow it? Today, now, in the 21st century, are we merciful? Do we want to have the qualities attributed to God by forgiving a person when he or she does wrong to us? Let's think about it. Thank you so much for listening in. I'm Surabhi Jamal, taking your leave. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.